Hi everyone. I never realized the resolution for yesterday's live stream was not adjusted. So I've decided to just do a recording and redo what we covered yesterday. First things first, when you want to start learning to mod, you need to install the tools. I've gone over this in my why is it loading that twice? In my wiki on how to start modding the game, but it's still incomplete, so I will be updating this as I go along. So it listed here all the uh, prerequisites and the applications that you need to have installed as preparation before you start modding for the game. So it went through the tools like GitHub and Unity. So for Unity, you need to understand that there's a Unity hub, which is this one. This is a Unity hub where it can list all your projects that you can use different Unity versions. So you can install multiple Unity versions. You can edit from here, or when you click this download and you download the exe, sometimes it has the hub bundle inside, sometimes it is just the Unity for this particular version, right? So for this game, it requires us to use this Unity version, and you also need to download the GitHub project, which is uploaded by Iceflake. So you can, if you don't have Git or GitHub installed, you can just use the zip version, download the zip, unpack it, and once you have unzipped into a folder, you can just open this project folder in open project, point it to this path, and it will load all the files and folders that you see here. Okay, so the default fish factory, I think it didn't have this one, and we went over this yesterday. Let me see. If we were to assume that this is how you get the file, you get this error: fish factory is missing an energy node property. So we tested out a few. I tried just by the name to add that particular property, which is this one, energy node, and I then rename it energy node. We make it into a consumer, and then we add it into the fish factory as the third property. Right? And what you want to do when you first start modding is to establish a baseline. So before you make any changes other than correcting errors such as that one, so let's say we clear that and then we try and build it if it goes okay. So to establish the baseline, before you make any changes, build the mod, use that command, and your mod will be located in the documents folder. But because my OS installation is not using the standard because my SSD is running out of space. I have moved my documents to another drive, so I had to do that particular step manually. So for my case, I had to move this Fish Factory mod to the mods path manually. So this step is just if you had a non-standard Windows install. Before we move away from the Unity program, this is a specific layout that I had. I think the default layout is this one. You see this when you first load the Unity project. So each of these is a panel that you can customize. You can rearrange the layout how you want. You can have it as floating, or you can save that layout and reuse it. So for different mods, I use different layouts depending on what I want to see. So this was my layout for this particular animator window, but we don't need that right now. I think we can go to the modding layout. So as I go along testing my ResourceFactory mod, I'll go through each of these settings here. So for right now, we just want to establish the baseline that the Fish Factory mod that we just built is gonna work in the game. Right, so I think I skipped a few steps. Right, so we are right here, installing the Unity and getting the mod tool project. So I'm just gonna jump over to building the mod and test it in your game, because you want to establish that baseline. So we'll come back to all this later. Okay, so since this is considered a local install, because we are just working from our local PC, it's not uploaded into the Paradox mods. Where is it? It's not uploaded into the mods page on the Paradox platform. So local mods will only appear here. It's not even going to show up in the initial playset. I think the way this initial playset is intended to be is that if you want a mod to show up for that playset, then once you have the mod in the once you have your local mod in the documents path, you can add that mod into whichever playset you want. So if you have like different gameplays, let's say okay, I'm going to use like for city skylines, like if you want to have a European district and you download all the buildings and the propables for that district, so you create a game and you want to use all those mods for that particular gameplay, then you can add that into that playset. So then if you want to play vanilla, let's say, so you create a new playset. So in that playset, then you ensure that you don't have any mods. That's the way I see that. So once I've added this mod into that playset, excuse me, can just click play. So because when I'm modding, I'm doing this step repeatedly, I normally bypass this Paradox launcher. I would just start my game from the direct shortcut that I create. You can create a shortcut and point it to your surviving the aftermath path. So if we were to have added it correctly and understood the intention of the playset correctly, our fish factory should now show up. Right, so I made changes to the fish factory before this, obviously. So this is now pointing to my customized icon. It's not the icon from Iceflake because I made some changes to this. I made some changes to the mod, so it's not the Iceflake version. So once you have it showing up, you can check that box, click back, and start a new game. Just choose whichever okay, I skip this part. Every mod that you make has to have a unique ID, and anything that has a hashtag needs the text to be inputted in the localization file. So this localization file you can open in any text editor. You can use VS Code, or you can use Notepad++, or you can use Notepad. Any text editor will do, as long as you can read text files. But if you want to do right now we can't do script modding yet unless you know C# and you want to brute force your way into it, so you can write your own scripts. So if you want to write your own scripts, you need code editor that can where it will understand a C# file. So all the scripts is in C# language with localization. So as I was saying, anything with hashtag, you need to input the accompanying description text for it to show up in game, and you have to supply the other languages as well, otherwise it will appear blank. Or you can just copy and paste this 7 times, I think. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, yeah, 8 times to cover all the languages. Okay, now the game has loaded, and just to make sure our fish factory works, so is there, it shows up, right? So whether it works or not, it at least shows up. So that is the baseline that you want to establish, that the mod shows up in your game. So then you can do a playthrough to test whether the mod works as intended. So I'm gonna exit for now and continue with the resource factory. So one thing about Unity games is that if you were to load the more mods, you cannot start a new game in the same session. You have to quit the desktop. The mod file is only read at the point of loading the game. Okay, so I was saying, now that we've established that our initial fish factory works just fine, now is when, after you've done your playthrough to see whether you understand what all the settings does in that fish factory, I would advise you not to modify anything until you can at least establish and correlate what this setting means in the game. So menu type, how does it affect if you were to change all this? So what all these settings would do to the mod if you were to tweak it or to check it and check it out, or whatever changes you make. So understand that first before you make your own content, of course. So after you're satisfied with your mod, you can just upload it to Paradox or Steam Workshop, and there's also the pages for the different modding types. You can, so these modding buildings try to explain what all the settings in here are, what all these things mean. Some of them have tooltips, some don't, so there's a lot of trial and error. And the other type is we can also create new events, right? So everything with this hashtag here need to have the accompanying description in the localization file. Okay, I think that's it. Basically, that's just what modding is. You just install the tool, make whatever changes you want, build the mod, make sure your mod is in the mods directory path and that the game can read it, test it in game, rinse and repeat. So let me switch to ResourceFactory. So one thing I skipped over yesterday was the GitHub portion. This is ResourceFactory. The GitHub portion where I'm still, this is the next iteration of that wiki that I'm working on, the ResourceFactory wiki. So it covers how to get it from GitHub into your local machine, what all these terms mean, and using Sourcetree app to keep track of your changes and make sure that you have a backup. So in the Sourcetree, app, I'm still not good at not that diligent in using this app, because a lot of times it's more of a hassle to keep track of this than to just make your changes and test it quickly. So one good thing about using a repository is that you can keep track of all the changes that you've made. This is the purpose of using a control versioning system. So if you were to make a mistake, that particular change does not work, you can revert it back to the previous version, right? So I'm trying to train myself to also use the features. So every time I want to add a feature, I will specify and then commit that change, that minute change, before I go and try another feature. So this is the part that I skipped yesterday and I wanted to include it now. My mods are all here. Sourcetree, not that one. 3, 4, and Sourcetree. So let me make a point to let you all see the difference. So now that I have 4 files inside the install mods, but only one file, only one mod is in the playset, the others are not in the playset. That is why when you launch the game, your other mods is not showing up. But if you don't start the game using this launcher, if you start the game directly from the shortcut, that playsets doesn't play a part in loading mods into your game. So only if you start the game using the launcher that you have to add the mods into a playset first. Otherwise it won't be showing up. So let me show you. Now that we started directly from the shortcut, I did not add the other 3 mods into the playset, and yet they show up, right? Because they are here. Because these are considered local mods. They are not from the website. Okay, so gonna click all 4, and I have to start a new game. I cannot reload my previous the fish one, which I didn't save anyway. So click back, new game. Wait, let me try. This was the one that we started yesterday. Let me see if it shows up correctly, because we only changed the fish factory mod that we just built just now. 1 AM. My previous version is 923 to 91. Yeah, the one from yesterday didn't get backed up. Okay, so here we are from yesterday's test. From my basic factory, what I just did compared to the 113 version, 113 version only had one function, so I added the storage back again. For this 114 version, storage basic, what it does is just to allow us to store all the resources that we are producing from these recipes. So the recipes are producing 9 items here, so we are storing it directly into the factory. So now we shouldn't need a warehouse anymore. So I've added that for all the 4 factories and recompiled the mod, and now we are testing it in game. Let me see. Yeah, you see, so if you were to load a previous save, this is what you get. You get the stuck bug. So this may sometimes happen because I did a change from this save. Actually had a previous version of Fish Factory mod from yesterday. So we just recompiled this Fish Factory again today, right, for me to demonstrate to you. So now I cannot load that. So I need to restart the game all the way from the desktop. Just pouring some coffee. Okay, let's try again. We need to start from scratch now. Our previous save doesn't work. So just for the testing, let's try the 100% difficulty. So what else can you add? What other properties that you can add in the mod? So you can try out all these things, and the building properties have this much. This has grown. This list has grown from like when I started modding this back in November of 2019. Every mod tool update has at least some additions to this list. Okay, so I've also compiled, if you notice that I had that debug mode, because I cannot keep testing and having to unlock everything. I just don't have the time. So I've unlocked all the tech, and I've unlocked all the buildings. So we first need to put down a campsite. We notice one of the big changes in this bronze update is the cluster of resources right within your starting location. So you don't actually have to explore beyond the fog quite far out. So I just have to remember to clear out all the hostile living beings, which is, let us see where is the closest. So we have, what is there? And one. That's a ball. And one. Yeah. Wow, that is close to camp. And we have two. So before we venture to the east, we need to clear out that sandworm. And over here, we have bears and red beetles. Yeah, more up north. So our closest spawn is this one, which is not too bad. Okay, I placed on the campsite. Let's place down the basic factory. And make somebody construct that. Before I call the shoot the flare, let us put down well first. Where can we get 100%? Oh, we won't get 100%. This is 100% difficulty, right? So I think we had the best is at 8. AD3. So we're gonna need more water wells. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. What are you doing? Can you come and build as well for me, please? Production started. Oh, I don't have any carriers. So let us shoot the flare and put down some housing and wood buildings. Put down a couple houses there. Walk directly through that pollution path. Okay, are you moving it into storage? Yes, so the storage works. Now let's change you to we have plastic and metal right here. I'm gonna put the stockpile in the middle. Is that the only cluster that we have? Here's my resources. Plastic, pollution, 2 metals, concrete ruin. We cannot go that way because of the sandworm. Remember that. Metal is back here. So we have 2 metals, a lot of plastic. So I'm gonna put the top right here. The recycler close to all 3. And the scrapper close to this. Make sure there's room there. Okay, now I need to put down some paths for them not to walk through that. Go through. Let's try that build next. This is already building. Yeah, we don't have anything because this is waiting for resources. What do you need? Metals and I think this production of 15 is showing up here. Yeah, previously it was still the production would show 0. It doesn't reflect what my mod is doing. Let's switch you to metal. So my objective here is just to test it to make sure that it works in the winter storm. I need to clear that bush before. Okay, lay down a road right there. Fruit water. Put down the trapper. $90, 100. Did I say 100? Yes. Okay. Can I put that to build next? Gonna build next anyway because that one doesn't have metal. So that command doesn't make sense for this particular instance. So let's work on one at a time, please. Clear that first. So this new status, I think are proving to be quite helpful. Do I have enough carriers to ask them to? Yeah, so I'm clearing that, and you clear this, please. So, as I was saying, my objective is just to test it, to make sure that the mod is working during catastrophes. What was I trying to place? Yes, the burner. So if that goes there, cover the housing and the resource factory. Doesn't cover the fish. So this can go and cover these two. Where is it? This one cover the trapper as well. But do you still need metal and fiber? Okay, I place a road there. What are you taking? Are you carrying? The settlers, scavenger dust. Wait, help out with that. You're not doing anything. Or shall you? I need space for my burner. Speed you up. How are you doing? Waiting for a builder. Okay. We are still missing fiber. So now I'm down to one colonies. One tenement can house 8 people. Wait, what am I saying? I'm playing with debug mode. I can add people as and when I want. Right, meteor shower. So that's our first catastrophe that we can test whether this would work around it. How far can I bring this so I don't have to? I put this here. The circle comes to the food storage. So this here I can put another house in there. And the trapper. Go you up to here. Work. We have too many things to do. Oh, I forget the slow you down. Health, medical, tent, and repeat. Let's put you back here. What do you die of? Infection. Run out of medicine. Okay, time for another debug. Person, adult. Let's put you 5. 7. Okay, I want you to build more factory. And I don't need that right now. My food is doing okay. Okay, let's see. I want to test the mixed meals thing, right? So we have food here. Let's have the food near the food storage. Although it has its own storage now. So does the repair also count towards the build next? Let's say I want this build next. Repair is separate from that, okay? I'm out of planks. Yeah, so it is working throughout the meteor shower. I think once I have the burners stockpile with firewood, I can trigger the winter storm. Everything is fine. I can just upload this version for you guys to test further. cover that. Okay, I want to test the mixed mill, so let us demolish this. Yeah, one disadvantage. There's pros and cons to using that debug, because I find that this assignment of carriers and workers is still a bit buggy, so that's why I never released the debug mode to the public. Because there's a few things that doesn't work correctly when you're using the debug mode, and I'm not in a position to help you anyone to troubleshoot, because I don't fully understand what all the debug mode does. Has this finished repair? Yeah, so this one says that I have 10 carriers, right? But it keeps saying I'm waiting for free carriers. Can I see where these carriers are? Carrier. Worker has the hammer thing. Carrier has the box thing. Child has the hand icon. Okay. Yeah, because of this free carrier thing, I think I will retain the feature that all these factories are automated. They don't need workers, because we simply don't have the workforce at the beginning of the game. So you are creating medicine. Let's switch you to iodine. And you need, why aren't you creating anything? Oh, you are set to insects. Let's see. Fish. Do I have fish? Yes, I still have fish. Fish and berries. Oh, but I did not specify input. That's good. Neither is for veggies. Great. So that's building, that's building. This one is building. Okay, let's remove that. Let us try everything with the factories. I'm gonna rely on the food, the basic resource, the pharma, and our last one is the manufacturing. Another meteor. This would be near the manufacturing, would be good. I mean the production chain. That has a worker. A worker. You removed that dead body already. Us. Yeah, slow down the Pharma Factory medication 300. Basic is at 60 seconds per cycle. 80. Yeah, because otherwise it's quite easy to get medicine. Maybe I could halve it. 150. That is. So this would we need clothing to have enough fiber. Thank you. Oh, I didn't turn on the allowed resource. Yeah. Where is it? Storage. Everything is here, but it's not product factory. Storage product. I didn't check this off. Can edit storage. Do we need that? I think maybe not. That should be fine. How many? 20,000. Yeah, anything in excess of that, we can build the general storage by then. Uh, I would. It's 25. How are we producing iodine pills? Set it to 25 each. Okay. Let's have it. I think that 300 is too long, maybe. How about this one? You're showing up at the production number. Where is the nearest? Let's build the gate. So we can see all the status. Gate. Have everything that you need? Yes. And here they come. So they're highlighting the carriers that's gonna work on this building. That's gonna come here as well. These two. That's neat. You have 7 clothes. I have 15 people. Let's have the rest of you on the next tier. You're still using fiber. That's fine. You are complaining about being stinky because I forget the outhouse. where to be. They would generally go near the water, right? Won't get through there. Fine. We'll walk around you. We have, yes, we do. What happened? That's gonna be 8 plus 10, 18. Okay, let's switch you to tools. Right, the gate's done. Accept. And let's slow you down. I want to test out that new post depot. Let's put you close by. We can still make use of the burner. We're supposed to be for the trapper, which is fine. You're without heating. Why not move you somewhere else? Yeah, let's just move you. Put you here. You have stockpile. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the world map and see what changes there. Stella, come get my research points. I can go here. Fritz. Let's try over here. Baron. So we got all cardinal points covered. Now we don't have enough water. This needs energy, right? Yeah. In water storage. And I squeeze you. Oh, housing. 9 hours. And then here. Exploration. And our production is going to be mechanical expedition. That's basic. Next level is durable. I should set, oh my goodness, 400. And then go and make that. And wait, so the production limit is gonna apply to everything in the building? Okay, let's keep an eye on that. You're built, and my water is at excess of 2. So I have extra people now. I can probably afford to put a worker on water. Do they have an area of effect? High efficiency. Yes. So they cannot overlap, right? Okay, how does this work? Assign specialist. So the specialist need to be in camp. And what are you saying? So you're done. Scientist researching, idling. Alright, this is looking great. That's cool. And you're done. Let's have you completed. Get stuck on the wrong door. Okay, what's the time? You have 20 points of damage to inflict, and yeah, that's good enough. And you still have 5 points to spare. Let's go here. Anyone not doing anything? So I need to bring one specialist back to the colony to try this, but we haven't explored enough of the map for it to be worth their while to venture further than our home base. So let's wait on that. Oh, the resolution is okay now. Okay, I made changes to this one. Anything else that I need to change? I was thinking, save this, reset. Wait. And these changes, we want to compile it. Just remember the other issue I had was the repair. Where is it? The indestructible setting thing here. Yeah, I think I'll wait on the stability of the update before I turn this off. Not that one, this one. So far, there's not been much. feedback on how the game is. If there were any big issues. So we compiled the new so the medicine should be produced faster now. And I'll trigger the winter storm, and if it works okay, we'll call it a day. I will start working on publishing the updated mod so you guys can have it by Monday night at the earliest, maybe Tuesday. Is there anything else that I wanted to what happened to the page? Yeah, here we go. Storage done. Worker slot is intentional. This is corrected, so just this left. Yeah, I don't know if I want to continue troubleshooting the fish factory. What did I say in the previous page? Storage, same. I repeated the issue so I don't have to come back to this page. I mentioned any issues on here. Could not add workers, make it automatic. It's the same thing from this version. Okay, so it's mainly the storage feature and the repair mode. Storage has been re-added and it's working. So this has plenty of firewood. Oh, I didn't put in the production limit. Let's put that 150 and change you to produce antibiotics. Yeah, let's not overtax the carriers. I want them to concentrate on the firewood because I'm gonna trigger the winter storm. We have durable tools. Let's move you to weapons. What's the first level of weapon? Automatic rifle. 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 It requires parts though. And you are doing concrete because we are running out of concrete. Let's turn you off until I build the guard post anyway. Is that the guard post? Is what it's called? Yes. We have one here. And we have one by the gate. How did you get destroyed? Oh, we had a meteor just now. An upgraded outhouse need what is it? Oh, there's no level 2 here. I think it needs a water building if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's wait on upgrading that first. So we have plenty of water, food. I think I can trigger the winter storm. Wait for that to finish repairing. Okay, so we can put a priority on building but not on repairing. There's no repair next, right? Okay, so the limit is on individual items. Hasn't this converted to? Wait, what? I put it to 400 and it gets stuck at the firewood when I have set it to concrete. So if I were to put this to 250, does it apply to concrete or everything? Are you repaired yet? Okay, let's do this thing and then we'll go and trigger the winter storm. How many SP points do you have? 200. But I already uncovered all my tech. There's no point though. It lets you wait a while. And see if she needs help with this. If this is an attacking, search for explorers. And then what? Okay, let's have Baron cover this area. Skill difficult. Fritz can take care of that next round. Still have action points. Let's go and grab those. That's moving. That icon means idling. Okay, repair. Let's start the winter storm. What's winter? Working? Yes. And you're working? Yes. Let's assign you a worker. Still working, that's good. And you cannot have that until, okay, let's see. I don't have that either. Level 3 superior tools. I just want to see if this is working. Back to clothing then. Resources on the way. Concrete. Let's produce the parts so we can even notice that. Isn't that hilarious? They're fighting with their face. Yeah, good luck with that. But I have to unassign people to the key and to the guard post as well. Not until I have supplied them with heating and the weapons. Right now, they're not covered by the burners area of influence. Right? Yeah. Oh, just missed it. Okay, one more day to winter. Let's go. I don't have enough. Let's see if we can do this now. Right. And switch you to components so I can start building the energy buildings. Do I still have enough? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't need points. Thank you. Alright. I need to start building the power what did they call it? Yeah. These things. So that I can put down the where is it? Environmental station. Yeah, once we have pollution, then we can test the fish factory. We've cleared this much. This is medium. This is medium. Yeah, let's not have you work there yet because you're gonna freeze. So would you? Is winter over then? Oh, yeah. How many there? 4. Is there a stats page to see what's the cause of death? They won't list out all the dead people anymore, would they? Yeah. So these total deaths, we have no idea what caused it unless I can click on the boxes in time to see what they die from. Yes, grab some of those parts and then you can come here. Okay, are we far enough away yet? Make use of that depot. So I want to test this and then let us add spawn specialist. Magic number 11. Who do we get? Dafina. Let's assign you Dafina. Okay, no. What's your specialty? Yeah, I don't need researchers. I've unlocked everything. And oh, your scavenge points is quite high, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. You're perfect. Create settler. Specialist is settler confirm. And then can only build the depots on an already explored area. So let us say you can come. Yeah, that's it for this. Cannot build in colony sector. Cannot build what? Not the sector to reveal the terrain and locations. Cannot build in colony. Where can you build? Unscouted. That was confusing. Okay, we've established winter works fine. I mean, in relation to the mod, anyway. Oh, I have to remember to turn that off. Put you to 150. Now, once I put it there to 150, it's gonna be applied to the currently producing item, and then when it switches over to the other recipe, does it take up the 150? Press enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you see that flashing thing? I still don't know what caused that. This graphics. What do I need to turn off? Lower down something? Anti-aliasing off. Graphics quality. Texture quality medium. Graphics quality, let's put it down to medium. Frame rate. Okay. It will apply when I click back, right? Yes. In convert, changing to frame. So I cannot get you to scout the area. Can you scout the area? So it must be in scouted areas only. Speed it up to the next cycle. This is not within the cycle. Okay. So if I want to cover both of those, and is this one covered? Not really. It depends on where he stands. So yeah, let's turn it off. I have a little too much food. And this is not heated. To build this next, I need water. Not enough water. Okay, let's see. Oh, because you're still not done. Yeah, cancel you. I want you to scout here. And suitable location. And build outpost. Wait. What? Oh, you cannot right click on it. You have to click on the build outpost. Okay. Let's try that next time. Wasn't very clear. Done. Let's try one more round of that new depot feature. Oh boy. Ah, so this one has a pause button. This one doesn't have a pause button. Okay, let me put the production limit here first. Save game. Wait. I want to get that thing built. Where? Yes. Cannot build. You were alright just now, weren't you? What? Build outwards. And then transport scavenge resources automatically to the colony. So then where do you go? What happened to Dafina? What happened to the settler after she built that outpost? What was this one? I remember. Is it this one? I think it was the river. So it's like you establish your own what is it? Trading outpost, teleportation space thingy. Okay, I wanted to do something about this pause button thing, because if we forget to set the production limit, it's going to be overproducing and taxing your storage space. So you're done, you can continue here. Yeah, I still want to know what happened to Dafina. Did she burst into atoms when she built the depot? Depot? Is everybody assigned to something? Yes. Alright, pause button. Which one had the pause button? This is the Pharma Factory. Food Factory also has a pause button. Manufacturing also has a pause button. Pharma. Okay, because I put in, yeah, I think I took that out. That's why. What is always available resource? Fish. Berries would disappear. Fish. Maybe venison as well. It should be the easiest. I don't think it matters because I'm gonna put in zero value anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Save. Quit. We've built the base. I think this should be the last thing. We've established storage works, winter storm works, and any other catastrophe. It works through all those catastrophes. We had a meteor shower and a winter storm to test with. I've tested out the new depot and don't understand where Dafina went after she built the post. And the build next works just fine. What else was in the patch notes? Loaded yet? Agility overlay. I will test that for the gameplay. The rest require further gameplay, but the big add-ons were the workshop have to wait for another day. This depot thing, the build next thing. This is a texture improvement, and I'm loving all the new looks. Yeah. Yes. So I think I can call it and start preparing the upload. I think I can reuse the same images, just update the text. Yeah. That's it guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.